Hey chess friends, National Master James Canty III here with Chess.com, and today we have game of the day. With the white pieces we have Stockfish New, and with the black pieces we have Leela Chess 0. Crazy game. Let's get right into it. Here it is. So Stockfish New hits us with E4 and E5 in response. Now, are you ready for this one? What do you think they played? Knight F3, Knight C3, Bishop C4, B3, D4. Well, we're going back to the land. Back into the day of time. Going back in time. F4, King's Gambit. Wow, F4. King's Gambit from Stockfish New. It's going to get very exciting. E takes F4, Knight F3 mainline stuff. And then H5, which is a rare one in a way. You usually see like G5 or Bishop C5s or even, Knight F6, Knight C6, D5s. Like there's all these other moves. H5 is not one played a whole lot, but it is played. H5 and then D4. D4 attacking F4 here, going for just King's Gambit fashion, and G5 to follow. There it is right behind him. Now you do see a lot of the G5, but H5, not as much, but it definitely is played. And after the G5 line, there's H4. H4 immediately hitting, of course, the G5 pawn. And after G4, what do you do about this knight, right? Well, you got to move into G5. This is the best place. And of course, if you go G1, it doesn't make sense. Knight D2 blocks everything. So he goes to G5. But you're asking yourself, wait, the knight's trapped. The knight is trapped. I literally have no moves for the knight that I can go to that I won't be captured on. So Stockfish New says, okay, yeah, we was doing this anyway. Bishop takes F4. In fact, believe it or not, as we lose this piece, quotation marks, it's equal. After F takes G5, Bishop takes G5, and Bishop E7. You are down a piece. So you need to be very, very careful here with the white pieces. Queen to D2, because we want to defend this because this was actually attacked. And after taking twice, he will go up a pawn, or actually even more material in a way. Queen to D2, defending. D6, I need to develop my pieces. White has a huge center, open game, open rook file, things like that. Let's see what happens. Knight to C3, defending the E4 pawn, which is not even attacked yet, but also the fact that you have to develop your pieces, maybe even castling queenside. Bishop to E6, developing a piece, and then we see bishop to D3, developing a piece. You also can castle now kingside with the open rook file. Bishop takes G5 and H takes G5. Here, still in equal position. H4 was actually a very top engine move, and also queen to E7. Knight D7 really didn't show up in the radar, but that was what was played from Leela Chess 0 here. Knight to D7, maybe preparing to castle queenside, and also develop the rest of the pieces. After knight to D7, white castles. We get out of the way. We open the rook file open like this, hoping that he doesn't move his queen. Of course, this is Leela Chess 0, so come on now. But queen E7, so now we can castle queenside. Now, in anticipation of this, find a move that would stop or even influence what happens when black castles queenside. So this is exactly what Stockfish New did. They made a move here that, yeah, you can still castle, but you're going to run into some trouble. And in fact, it's a very strong move here. Let's see if you can find it. Here it is. In fact, it is not G6, which looks like a move with rook F7 intentions, but the bishop's there. Maybe you want to push here, maybe try to trap the bishop in, something like that. The move is actually knight to B5. Very strong move, attacking C7, right? And if you castle, maybe knight takes A7. So he castles. Hey, go ahead. Take on A7. But that was not the intention at all. In fact, the intention here was queen to C3. That's for me. Now you have D5 and we live, looking great here, hitting the X-ray of the rook, and you're hitting mate at the same time. Okay, black plays C6. Hey, we're not having that. It's not going to be a cakewalk like that here. And of course, you could play D5 here, but knight takes A7. A7 was the better move. Knight takes A7, and now after king to B8. Well, what do you do here now? Now you're down a piece, technically. We did sack one piece, the knight on G5. What do you do now here? Your knight on A7 is hanging. You think D5, right? Pawn D5, that's what we saw. Hey, my knight's trapped. Maybe I could try to defend him, but I don't know if I'm really going to do that. I don't know if this is really going to work, defending this knight. So maybe I should play D5. You agree there? Sounds pretty good. D5, right, hitting the bishop. Right, we go here. Sounds like a move. It looks great, doesn't it? Now, of course, D5 is actually not the best move at all because of knight E5. And it's like, oh, wow. And then D takes E6, right? Or you take this, and then I can even take, and now, whoa, I'm up a piece. Remember, you sacked a piece. This knight here, you sacked it earlier, and now I'm back up a piece again after you got it back temporarily. Looks like it works, but not really. In fact, Stockfish News said, well, I'm down one piece. Why not give another one? Knight takes c6, takes and takes, and after takes, there was queen to b4 check. Right, you could also take here too as well, but queen b4 check was more direct. So there's two pieces sacrificed on two opposite sides of the board, and this game is still going on. Queen b4, now believe it or not, the engine's like, yeah, it's equal. Equal, it's equal. Wow, and two pieces down, and the king side attack here, and the pieces are still trying to develop as black for black here. So after knight takes c6, b takes c6, and queen to b4 check. Okay, king c8 runs into mate immediately. Bishop a6, king c7, queen b7, mate. No good, right? No good at all. Okay, king a8 actually runs into queen a5 anyway. So of course, Leela Chess 0 just went for king a7. And then we have the a5 check, king to b8. And then what would you do in this position? So this is going to definitely help your attacking skills. What would you do in this position? Give you a few seconds to figure this one out. What are you going to choose? Here it is, right here. The move actually was bishop a6. If you found bishop a6, very good, very nice move. Getting another piece into the attack. So now this is actually check and checkmate. Check, checkmate. So you have to stop it. So after king h7, now of course this move looks very appealing, right? But you can actually just take. And after pawn takes, you have queen b5 check, easy. You also have rook f to e1, right? But queen b5 check is very good, easy. And then after bishop takes d5, you can play rook a to e1, which is really nice, and c4 in some cases, but there's like a perpetual, I think, in there. So you have to be careful still, but rook f to e1 is a little bit different. And also queen takes g5 is coming. So lots of play, lots of play. But after bishop a6, there was king to a7, actually. King a7, stepping right into the x-ray. That's very hard to do, very scary, but of course, this is a scary position for black anyway. After king to a7, now what would you play in this position here, guys? White to move. There's many moves, in fact, that you can make discovery-wise. What would you do, though? And then we'll see what Stockfish New did. After the king a7 move, you can, in fact, play bishop d3, which is strange. Very strange, actually. This is the engine recommendation. Like, bishop d3, very strange. Bishop b5 with intentions of course, if you go b7, and I can check you here and take there, and I'm getting the rest of the pawns. And you also have bishop c4 check. These are all moves you can make, but none of these moves is what Stockfish New did. In fact, Stockfish New said, I'm going to bring another piece into the game and leave all of this right here. So if I can rook lift, that's going to be the end of your shift. It's going to be a wrap here if I'm able to rook lift. So after rook a to d1, there was rook a8, right? After rook a8, queen c7 check. Let me go back here. Right? Maybe we went too fast there. Queen c7 check. Okay, one more time. Queen c7 check. How many pieces did we sack here? Raise your hand. Come on. Right. Let's retract our memory here. How many pieces did we sacrifice to get here? Knight on g5, knight on c6, and now the bishop on a6. If the math is correct here, that's a third piece sacrificed. There's very rare cases that you can ever sacrifice three pieces and still win the game, right? King takes a6. We don't know what's going to happen here. It looks like black's getting mated somehow. Queen takes c6. King a7 is actually +7 here, by the way. King a7 and rook to d3. Very strong move, bringing another piece into the game. Unbelievable. King b8. I'm on the run. This is a huge king hunt here. And you would like to play rook b3 check, right? Raise your hand, rook b3 check. Oh, man, we got it. And then it's just 100% garbage. Not a move. Bishop takes b3, start a new game. That's over. So you have sacked three pieces, okay? Feels like everything's over. You don't have any immediate checks. You don't have anything, right? What do you do here? I mean, this is mind-blowing. White to move. Let me give you a few seconds here to figure this one out. What do you do? What do you do here? You can't check. I mean, maybe you have queen b5 check, so you're just going to go back and forth, perpetual. Oh, man, I don't have enough material anymore. I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what to do. What happens? What happens? In fact, here's the move. And actually, queen b5 check runs into king c7. And if you're thinking you're getting away with something, you're actually not. And I'm running, and now I'm up three pieces on you. That just doesn't work. But going back here, after, oh yeah, there's the move right there. Rook f5, and we live. Rook f5, and we live. What a move, guys. What a move. Moment of silence. Moment of silence. Just look at that for a minute. Like literally just look at this move for a second. Look at that move. I mean, rook f5 is beautiful. Rook b5 is check. And if you take it, it was a diversion. Now I have rook b3 and another piece sack, by the way. This is beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. Maybe something like it. But this is brilliant, obviously. Rook f5, very nice move here. After rook f5, it was rook to a7. To try to block with anything, trying to get out of this thing. Rook b5 happens. Knight to b6. We take on b6, thanks. Got one of the pieces back, but we still down material. Rook b7, what do you do here? What would you do? We doing all of this. We're still down. We're still down some material. Still down. Two pieces right now. You take on b7. They take back. Now we get another piece back. Thank you very much. Queen c7. Thanks for the gumdrops. And actually here, the knight and the rook have not moved the entire game. So now those two pieces that you were up, now you're up one piece and you can't move anything. And your king is in the middle of the street. Wow. Queen takes e6, knight e7. I got to develop. Rook b3 check, king a7. Stepping out of the way. Miraculously, black has not made it just yet. Rook a3 check, king b8. Queen a6, threatening queen a8 mate. So queen c6 says, please just trade him off. Okay, look, hey, I understand. Great job. Great job. Trade the queens off. And then, not today. Queen a7 check. And thank you for all of my material back. Just like that. Unbelievable. Nasty king. Piece sack, nasty everything sacrifice there. I mean, it makes you really want to play the King's Indian or King's Gambit. I mean, King's Gambit again, right? You want to literally like pick up some King's Gambit material, start playing it today after this game. Queen takes e7, rook to e8, and here's another shot, just shot after shot, not slowing down, sacrificing pieces. I mean, who is this Stockfish new? Rook a8, and we great. Take those. Right, and this is beautiful because it's forced. Obviously, you have to take it. And then we trade into an endgame that is 1,000% winning on every level. Thank you. And the rest is history. Now watch the troll moment here from Stockfish New. We go get a queen. We go get a queen. Check. Right, c4. Okay, makes sense. Check. King out of the way. And then g3, pushing. And then look at this. Check. Okay. Queen a7. This is pretty cool. And in fact, the troll moment here was really just kind of the pawn moves. It was kind of strange after here. It was cool to just see queen g7 and then c4 and then move the king over. Okay, play b3, right? b3, guys. b3, what a troll moment. And then, you know, it's like the top engine move too, which is so funny. b3. And then king to d6, f4 check. And then this is the fastest mate. Engines find it so fast. Fastest mate here. Can you find it? Mate in two. Mate in two moves. You can pause the video here, of course, if you like, just to try to find what the mate in 2 is. There's mate everywhere. Mate in 2, mate in 10, mate in 5, mate in 22. It doesn't matter. Mate everywhere. But the fastest mate is actually here on queen a7. Forcing the king to go to b5, the only move. Don't stalemate. That would be a fatal error. And after king to b5, queen a4 check, and mate. That was great. That was a beautiful game from Stockfish New playing Leela Chess 0 here in the King's Gambit. Something you usually don't even see. Very exciting chess. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But I'm National Master James Canty III here with Chess.com, and I'll see you guys on the next video.